Hey guys, it's Jenny here. Welcome back to my channel. So today is kind of an impulsive video. That's why I kind of just I literally decided to do this in a span of like 5 minutes because I woke up today and I realized that it was March 1st and I was like, oh man, I gotta plug in the ring light and start filming. So today we are going to be doing my February wrap up / March TBR. So today we are going to go over my picks from last month's TBR jar. I know that I didn't really, I was always like looking down on myself because I didn't get that much done. But then I realized I made this TBR on February 15th and it was extremely unrealistic of me to assume that I could finish 8 books in like a little over 10 days. So I'm trying not to beat myself up too much about it. So we're going to go through what was on the TBR, what got done, and then what is either going to be on March's TBR or what's going to go back in the jar. Because the way I'm doing this is I am not going to put all of the books that I don't finish on the next TBR, because then that's where it just gets a little bit more repetitive. Like in the past, I used to pick a bunch of books, and when I wouldn't get them done, I would just keep moving them onto a different TBR. So I am just trying to, I don't know what I'm trying to do, but let's get into what I did read. So the first book that I completed was obviously I reread A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. 5 out of 5 stars. I obviously loved it. Being in the Spring Court isn't my favorite place now that I've read the rest of the series, but this book was still like, it still gives you that nostalgia, and I had a lot of fun. So I did get that read. And then next, and I gave Akatar 5 out of 5 stars. I'm pretty sure I said that already, but wild being in her natural habitat. It's raining today and I don't think she's seen rain for a while, so. But the next book I was able to complete was Blood and Honey by Shelby Maherin. This is the sequel to Serpent and Dove by Shelby, and this was honestly really, really good. Definitely made me cry. Was not expecting some of those plot twists, and honestly, I'm pretty upset by the way that it ended, but I guess that just makes me really want the third book more. So, I don't know. I did give this 5 out of 5 stars, but I'm still kind of pissed about it because, yeah. You guys know if you read it. And then for the rest of the books, let's just talk about them briefly because I don't want this video to take forever. So I had Crave by Tracy Wolff on my TBR, and I started this, but I did not finish it. And I am on page 190. So this book will be on March's TBR because I do have an interest in completing it. Next, we have Fury Born by Claire Legrand. This is a book that I am extremely interested in. However, I did not have the brain capacity to read it, and I ended up just taking it off my February TBR, and so I believe that I already put the ticket back in the jar. I think I did anyways. I hope I did. I might just write another one just in case, but that is going back in the jar. I need to distinguish these piles more. Okay, next we have Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco, which is actually a book I was supposed to read. I was supposed to start this tomorrow, but I wanted to make a whole new TBR so I wasn't starting at a random part in the month again, because I feel like that is part of what ruined this experience for me, is that I only had half a month to work with instead of a full month. And I don't know, we usually just look at wrap-ups as a monthly thing, not like a whenever you want type of thing. And it's just easier. So I did not get to this, but I really want to read it, so I am moving it to the March TBR. I'm picking some of these books to move to the TBR and then some to not, because I don't want it all to be the same, and I also just want a little bit of variation. So next we have Girl, Serpent, Thorn by Melissa Bashardoust. This is like, oh, I think it's a Sleeping Beauty retelling, somebody said. Oh, I literally just heard it on BookTube, but this is not going to be moving to my March TBR because there are a couple of other books that I desperately want on my TBR, and I really just want to give the jar something to pick. So this is going to go back in the TBR jar, so there's still a chance that it could be on my March TBR, but I'm not going to be the one that decides if it's on my March TBR. The jar is going to decide. Next, we had Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus by Dusty Bowling. I did not complete this. This book and Girl, Serpent, Thorn, I was supposed to have finished today. Obviously, that didn't happen because I decided I wanted a social life for a couple days and I got helplessly behind on my reading schedule. So this too will be going back in the jar. And I promise every month isn't going to be like this. Once I get out of my slump, I'm hoping A, to have more books read, and B, that when I'm more out of my slump, I will start giving myself punishments for not completing books, aka whether it be unhauling one or having a ridiculously large TBR, which I feel like could be kind of damaging to someone coming out of a slump, but I just have to think of some sort of punishment. And then finally, we have Final Girls by Riley Sagar. I was supposed to read this, and I was supposed to start this also tomorrow, but I didn't. Well, duh, because it's today, not tomorrow. So this is also going back in the TBR jar. Giving all of these another chance, but like I said, when I'm more out of my slump, I will be issuing out more punishments. And yeah, that is what happened with the February books. Now let's get into the March books. First, I'm going to show you guys the ones that I personally picked. I had more, but because I'm still kind of slumpy, I didn't want to do a full 10, so I cut it down to 8. I also had Bone Crier's Moon and Home Before Dark on my list, but I took those off just because I was kind of like, and I also had Final Girls on there, but I was like, you know what, I want to pick 5 from the TBR jar, and I don't want to do a full 10, so yes. The books that will be on my March TBR that I choose, first one is going to be A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Let's be honest, none of you are surprised. I am so excited to read this. So excited to read this. I cannot wait. I'm pumped. Move, please. And then, obviously, Kingdom of the Wicked is going to be on there. And I am going to be finishing Crave. Next, this book is honestly, I don't know what possessed me to put this on my TBR. I was watching somebody's TBR last night and I saw that they had the book and I was like, you know what? I need to read that book. I've been needing to read that book. So that is Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. This book is so daunting I could cry, but I just need to finally see what all the hype is about. I just need to read this. I'm on chapter 24, page 250 right now. I'm going to have to start all the way over. I'm going to like just take the bookmark out so it doesn't look so daunting having to go back. Profusely sweats. So I'm putting this on my TBR. But this time around, I'm not going to force myself to try to get it done as fast as possible. I'm just going to pick a page number, and however many days that takes me, that's how long I'm going to schedule it for. I feel like before, I wanted each book to take me a certain amount of days, and so I pushed myself to read more pages for multiple books, and it was just like, it became more of a chore. So I'm trying to do it this time where I try to make it as underwhelming and easy as possible for myself. So if it has to take me 10 days that's what it's gonna take me. I don't care. I just need to be reading, and I don't care how slow I have to take it. I just want it done. So yeah, now we're going to be moving on to the jar. We are going to pick 5 books from the jar. And like I said last time, I am going to allow myself to veto a book, because the last thing I want is to force myself to read a book that is going to put me in a slump. So if it looks like a book that I look to be in the mood for, or just wouldn't mind reading to get off my list, I'm going to put it on my TBR. But if I think, hey, this genre isn't really for me right now, or I just don't really have any interest in the book at the moment, I'm not going to put it on my TBR. Here we go. We're going to shake it up because I just put the new books in there. You want to pick one? Can you pick one? No? And I think she doesn't even pay rent. So the first one we got here. Oh. You know, the first one I got is Children of Blood and Bone. And I've been wanting to read that, but I have so many gigantic fantasies on my TBR already. I think I'm going to have to pass for now, because that really intimidates me. It's kind of like when I picked Furyborn to be on last month's. Yeah, I'm going to have to pass on this one for now. Even though I do want to read it, I just need to think about what's more practical. The possibilities are endless. Oh, the Queen's Assassin. Let's go grab it and see how I feel about it. Okay, so here is The Queen's Assassin. It is by Melissa De La Cruz. And honestly, this is a pretty short read. Let me look and see what it's all about at first. Okay. So it looks like there's just this guy who's like a weapon to the kingdom, and he's like scary good, and he's the queen's assassin, bound to her by magic and unable to leave her service until the task she set for him is fulfilled. And then there's this girl who wants to join the guild, hoping she can become an assassin, but her mother and her aunt expects her to serve the crown as a lady of the court. And then there's a surprise attack, and they have to team up as assassin and apprentice. You know what? Screw it. We'll put it on the TBR. It's short, it's sweet, it sounds pretty good, and it's a book on my TBR that needs to be off my TBR. So here is our first book pick. Okay, we have our first book, so let's... It felt great. Also, if you see a dark side of my face, no you don't, because the story's embarrassing. Book number 2, let it be something good. Oh, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so the book I ended up pulling was Rhapsodic, and this is by Laura Thalassa. I got this recommendation from one of my Sarah J. Maas groups. Heard that it is super smutty. Honestly, I don't even know what it's about, and I kind of want to keep it that way because I've heard that it's better to keep it that way. But I think I do want to put this on my TBR. I was really wanting to read this book. We are going to set this aside as a maybe because I'm like not 100% sold on having all fantasy on this TBR. So we're going to set it aside as a maybe. I'm going to keep the little tab in it. And we are going to choose once I get to the last book. No, I'm not feeling this one. It's an anthology. I need a story. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I don't even know what book this is. I'll be right back. I gotta go look for it. Okay, so I found the book. It's a really creepy one. Hello? I hate the Ollie stickers. Anyways, so this is the book. It's by Amberlynn and Ezekiel Quay Molina. This is a ghost story as well as a psychological thriller. You know what? This is super freaking short. I might as well just put it on my TBR. So apparently this girl named Beth Teller died. Her dad has been the only... This kind of reminds me of, what the heck was it called? What was that book called? Ugh, I know. I was so excited to read it, and it was kind of similar to this. It's gonna bug me, but I'm gonna put this on my TBR because it's really, really short and would probably, yeah, super short. Probably less than 200 pages, TBH. Yeah. Yeah, it's 190, 193 or 4. So that is book 2. Let me just jot that down real quick. Book number 3, here we go. I don't mind the contemporary, but not that contemporary. It was Emergency Contact by Ibby. Is that by? No. I don't remember who it's by. And I don't want to get the author wrong. This is interesting. I pulled a memoir out. You know, I gotta save this for a different time. My dad just texted me, hello. You know, sir, I'm trying to film this video as fast as I can. Hang on, I gotta text him back. Okay, I've solved the Great Breakfast Crisis. Moving back on to book number 3. Oh my god, are you actually kidding? Oh my god. What are the freaking odds? So anyways, I pulled Girl Serpent Thorn again, so I'm just gonna toss this right back on the TBR, I guess. So weird. I really didn't think it was gonna happen that soon. But I'm not actually that mad at it because I've been wanting to read that and it's a shorter book. What are the odds of me pulling that 2 times in a row? 2 TBRs in a row. Okay. So actually, so far, all of the books that I have pulled for March from the TBR jar are very short. And that is exactly what I need. Because last month, I had way too many. Okay, let's go to book number 4. But yeah, all of the books I chose last TBR were pretty big. TBH, I'm still kind of nervous. I'm afraid I'm not as out of my slump as I think. Book number 4. Give it up for book number 4. It's Graceling. I'm not feeling that right now. I was actually debating on unhauling that. Let me know if you guys think I should keep it or unhaul it. Like I said, I'm feeling contemporary, but I'm extremely picky about what kind of contemporary. Like, the book that I just pulled was called Every Hidden Thing, and if I remember correctly, it's about, like, 2 rival archaeologists, and it's like a Romeo and Juliet type thing, which sounds cute and all, but that's just not the mood that I'm in right now. I don't even know what mood I'm in for a contemporary, but I guess if I pull one, we'll figure it out. I'm being extremely picky. I'm so sorry. I just want to, like, give myself an actual chance of busting out of this slump. Interesting. So, here's the stitch. I pulled A Curse So Dark and Lonely. And while I've been wanting to read that, that is, again, a huge fantasy. So, I'm going to pull 2 more tickets for book number 4. And I'm just going to pick the one that I would most feel like reading. Because that is the only other fair way to keep doing this. We got The Great Hunt. And we got Dig. Curse So Dark and Lonely it is. Let's go grab it. Here's A Curse So Dark and Lonely. Another big fantasy. Wow. If I kept pulling from my TBR, if I kept pulling from the jar, I wasn't going to have anything left. So, that's book number 4. Okay, guys, we're down to our last book. And we have to remember that this is also in competition with Rhapsodic. So I'm going to choose, if there's a book that catches my attention that I pull for book number 5, I'll read that one. But if after a couple of tries I don't get one that I'm interested in, we will put Rhapsodic on my TBR. No. So, this is a little bit difficult. I pulled The Wicked Deep, and while that is a standalone, and it's a little shorter, it's still another fantasy. So, right now it's between Rhapsodic, The Wicked Deep, and I'm going to pick one more. Oh. I pulled Crescent City, so I guess I'm just going to keep that out and mark it, or put it in my book. Oh my god, not that one again. Found the book I'm going to read. This is probably going to be the one because It's a break from all of the overwhelming high fantasy on my TBR. The whole thing is all high fantasy besides this book. So we're going to take this out, put Rhapsodic back in the jar, shelf Rhapsodic, and I'm going to grab the book that is going to be book number 5. For book number 5, I ended up pulling Still Life with Tornado by A.S. King on it. And yeah, this is short. It's a contemporary, but it's a hard-hitting contemporary, and this is the kind of contemporary I would be in the mood for. So there you have it. Those are all of the books that I have chosen for March. So let's just do a little recap. Let me make sure I put all the tabs in them. Yeah. Okay. So to recap, these are all of the books that I ended up picking from my TBR jar. Honestly, not too shabby, not too shabby. Now let's add on the books that I am choosing to read. Here are all of the books that I will be reading in March, hopefully. I'm feeling pretty good about the selection. A little bit nervous, but yes. And the rest of the day, I'm just going to be trying to create a reading schedule out of these. And just a gentle reminder from my last video that all of these will be open for buddy reads, besides Crave, because I'm almost done with Crave. Well, not almost done, but I'm 190 pages into it, so I'm going to schedule these, and then when I do, I will create a description, and I will pop that at the bottom of the video once I'm done with it. The video honestly might be up before I get the reading schedule done. Just depends on how my camera roll is feeling about storage, because I do have an unedited, unuploaded vlog also in the camera roll. So we will see how this goes for me, but I'm going to be creating a reading schedule from March 2nd. Yeah, March 2nd. Yeah, I don't work till 5 tomorrow. Alexa, what day is it?
Today is Sunday, February 28th.
February 28th.
Wait a minute. What? Wait, is it for real? You guys, no. Oh my god, it's only Sunday. I thought it was March already. You guys, this is perfect, okay? I will be starting my reading schedule, and everything will be from March 1st to March 31st. So yes, that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah, I'm going to upload the vlog because it's Sunday, and I'm going to get this up, and once I create my reading schedule, you guys will see what books I'm reading, when I'm reading them, and how many pages I'm reading them, how many pages I'm reading over how many days. And if you guys want to read any of these and think that that is something you can manage and want to buddy read with me, let me know. You can email me or private message me on Goodreads. Might actually be better because Goodreads actually gives me notifications, surprisingly. This happened to me where one of my subscribers emailed me wanting to buddy read, and I didn't get the email. Usually all my emails pop up, but this one did not. And yes, so there you have it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time for a new video.